Top 10 interesting things about Chinese stinky tofu. TM Top Discovery. Hello everyone. Dear friends, culinary cultures of different countries are truly amazingly diverse. Delicious and attractive dishes are always something to welcome diners. However, there are dishes that are not like that. It has an extremely unpleasant smell, but it tastes is extremely delicious, making many people despite its terrible smell to enjoy. Can you guess what I'm talking about? It's Chinese stinky tofu. This horror stinky tofu dish is sought after that many people find it difficult to understand. However, learning more about this unique dish, you know why anyone who travels to China, Taiwan, Hong Kong also want to taste it, and even has many tourists to enjoy. This is the heirloom stinky tofu. So how interesting is this dish? Find out with TM right here. Top 1. Origin of Chinese stinky tofu. Stinky tofu was born in a very random situation. That is, no one intentionally made this dish. Legend has this that dish appeared from the reign of King Kangxi. At this time, there was a poor student who failed to pass the exam several times, so he stayed in the capital selling tofu to earn a living. However, the trade was sluggish. Tofu was left behind but could not be thrown away. So the scholar cut the tofu into small pieces and put them in salted jars. A few days later, the tofu started to ferment and had a very bad smell. But when he tasted it, he found it very delicious. And since then, the pre-scholar stinky tofu dish began to spread widely and is famous today. Top 2. How bad does rotten tofu smell? There are many ways to make a rotten tofu, and also depending on the method, the rottenness of tofu will be different. If the tofu is only fermented with ordinary brine, the rotten smell will be absorbed and is probably not too difficult for you to pass the first taste. However, there are many heirloom shops that marinate tofu in their own style, making the tofu indescribably rotten. But it's also the strong stench that makes diners come to eat more and more. An heirloom rotten tofu shop shares the secret to make the world's most rotten tofu with a recipe that makes you know it's rotten at first glance. The shop owner shared that in order to have a good dish of rotten tofu, there must be a good brine, and the brine she made by fermenting all kinds of vegetables with salt for about 2 years to let them rot. Then she filtered the water from the pickled vegetable and put the tofu in fermentation. The longer the tofu is soaked in the vegetable brine, the softer it will be, and of course the more rotten it will be. More specifically, many regions in China also soak fermented tofu until it turns black, and these black tofu balls are a big challenge for foreign tourists who want to try stinky tofu for the first time. Top 3. How to eat rotten tofu. There are many ways to eat rotten tofu, but the most popular way is to fry the rotten tofu in a pan with oil, then add some chili sauce, black sauce, and enjoy. However, in addition to deep frying, rotten tofu is also used to process popular dishes such as soup, stir-fry, boiled. However, only when you visit the rotten tofu family heirloom stall will you be able to serve these dishes. As for the famous tofu dish that is hunted by tourists, the still golden fried tofu ball, skewered on a bamboo stick, dip into the little chili sauce, and enjoyed right on the street. Top 4. Is it good to eat rotten tofu? The name rotten tofu sounds a bit funny, right? But rotten tofu is not only delicious, but also has a very high nutritional value. In terms of oriental medicine, rotten tofu is cold, low in gas, so it has the effect of reducing bloating and fatulence. It also has a cooling effect to help defrosity the colon. Scientifically, rotten tofu also has a high content of other B vitamins, such as vitamin B2, help to keep skin, blood cells, and intestinal lining healthy. They help prevent migraines, scratches, and even acne. Vitamin B12 works to help regulate the nervous system, work out vitamin T8, and also create blood cells. Stinky tofu contains high level of protein as well as a large amount of calcium. Especially after fermenting the protein in rotten tofu, it's also converted into the amino acid, creating appetite and supporting digestion. Stinky tofu is a harmless dish. However, any dish eaten too much is not good, and rotten tofu is no exception. During the fermentation process, pieces of tofu will produce some unhealthy substances and harm the body if eaten in the excess. and the methylamine, prostacyclin, serotonin that are responsible for the characteristic smell of this dish. And another thing is that because it is fermented very strongly, tofu can be contaminated with bacteria. So choose reputable places to enjoy this dish with the best. So, top 5. Where to eat stinky tofu. When you come to China, where can you enjoy the stinky tofu? You will easily find rotten tofu dishes at roadside eateries, night market, or popular eateries in the southern provinces of China, Hong Kong, or Taiwan. Lots of restaurants usually do very little processing of the dish. This is mainly due to its unpleasant smell. In the chilly weather, enjoy fried rotten tofu skewers with golden, crispy outer shell, soft and smooth inside, sprinkle some chili sauce on it, and eat while walking. There's no nothing like it. And today's stinky tofu is not only a famous dish of China, but has also spread to Taiwan and Hong Kong. Therefore, if you have the opportunity to travel to these places, the dish that you should not miss is the tofu balls that you eat while holding your nose to see how delicious it is that everyone is hunting for you. So, you have just finished watching the video of top interesting things about Chinese stinky tofu, compiled by TM Top Discovery. What do you think about this food while covering your nose and eating it? Share your thought below in the video comment section. If you like the video, please give the TM Top Discovery a like, share, and subscribe to the channel to always be the first to watch the latest and greatest videos from TM Top Discovery every day. Thank you for watching the video. For now, goodbye, and I'll see you again in the next program.